All right, well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday evening business overview webinar. My name is Paul Taira, and I will be your host for the evening. I am a triple diamond executive with ASEA. I've been with ASEA since October of 2009, and at the time, to be honest, I was pretty disillusioned with the industry, and I was flying in mainly to look for some consulting work. But man, when I flew in and met the principals, the people who started this company, the founders, the entire executive team at the time, realized that the technology that they had was so far beyond anything out there in the world, and that they owned it, they manufactured it, they had patents to protect it down the road. I got excited, and after experiencing the product myself, and sharing it with other people and seeing the results that they received, I knew this is where I needed to call home, and I haven't looked back since, and it's been quite an adventure. I am one of the original Diamond founders with ASEA. I sit on what's called the Global Advisory Council, and a member of the $1 Million Club earners with ASEA. So I feel pretty qualified to be able to share this information with you, and I really hope that everyone here keeps an open mind, because like someone told me years ago, the mind's like a parachute. It only works when it's open. And so come here with just a blank piece of paper, because I'm going to share with you some information and things you may not have thought of before that could really make a difference and change your life. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. ASEA is a path to a better life, being able to provide you with a healthy lifestyle and a rewarding lifestyle. But where it all starts is your belief structure, the acceptance of your mind that something is true or real. Now, we are typically bound by limitations of what we think our maximum potential is. And we're kind of pre-programmed from a very young age, right? If you, for example, think you're only worth $15 an hour or $20 an hour, that's pretty much where your head's going to hit the ceiling, okay? If you think you're worth $30 an hour, you'll probably work, and if you believe that that's what you're worth, you'll probably do that. But most people, pretty much all people, they have some sort of boundary. And just like a fish in a fishbowl, if whatever your boundary is, that's as big as you're going to be able to become. And what our goal here today, one of our many goals, is to raise this bar, okay, and to get you to understand that if you feel you're only worth $20 an hour right now, or whether you feel you're worth $30 or $50 an hour right now, we want to push the envelope here and show that not only you have a much higher bar that you can achieve, but that you can continue to raise that bar. Okay, so the 5 areas of your lifestyle consist of your friends and family, finances, free time, fitness, and faith. We're just going to focus on 2 of these areas, finance and fitness, meaning your health and wellness. Okay, so first how we're going to do this, we're going to take a little road trip. Now, the on-ramp on this road trip is the fact that we are all pre-programmed at a very young age to think what others think and to do what others do, right? And we're going to illustrate that here in a minute. The good news is, okay, is that it's not your fault. Get my slides to advance here. And it can be fixed. You can make a change. Now, it'll be difficult. Anytime there's change involved, there's challenge, right? But the good news is if you make the decision and take action, it can be fixed. So let's go ahead and play a game. What I'm going to do, and I know everyone's on mute here, but you can go ahead and follow with me and say this aloud to yourself, okay? Fill in the blanks here. Go to school to get an education, right? So you can get a good, I'm sure everyone out there is saying, job, okay? Beware of those get-rich-quick schemes, right? Money can't buy happiness. I know a lot of you out there, you're cracking up because when I do this in front of a live room, pretty much everyone says it right on cue. And, of course, rich people are going to hell, okay? And what's funny is that we are all taught these. We can spit them out. We didn't have to study for this test here, right? They pretty much recall them at any time from memory. And the sad part about it is that they're just not true, right? Rich people don't go to hell. Bad people go to hell. Right? Money can't buy happiness. Well, you're probably shopping in the wrong place. But no, in all seriousness, money doesn't have to be just materialistic things. Okay, like people stereotype and say people always, if they have a lot of money, then they're just buying stuff that they don't need, and it's wasteful and this and that. And granted, while there are people who do that, that's not necessarily how you have to spend your money. Okay, remember, money also pays for things like building schools, hospitals, right? Helps a lot of people in challenges, a lot of people in need. So you have the choice of what you do with it. And like I said, just like rich people it's not rich people that go to hell, it's bad people that go to hell. It's not money that's evil, it's what you do with it, and that could be either good or evil. All right. So this whole track here about your road to wealth and what I was taught, this is what I was taught, to go to school to get good grades, right? And then you get your high school diploma, you look for a great college and to go to, then you go out and you get a good job, and then you retire right off into the sunset with no worries, right? At whatever point in life. I don't know, I'm pretty sure most people have heard that same pitch. Well, let's talk about this first element here, getting good grades. Look on the screen. You'll see a Nissan with a license plate that says teacher on it, a Hyundai with a license plate that says scholar, and a Lamborghini with a license plate that says dropout. It's kind of funny. It's very, very common because, again, they weren't in the same box as everyone else, and they didn't have that, I think, limit that whatever their profession had stamped on their forehead, whether it was $25 an hour or $50 an hour, they didn't have that limitation. A lot of these people, and that's why they were able to achieve a lot more. Now you're going to a good college, so you feel, okay, well, I need to get to a good college, I need to get that degree, that piece of paper. That's fine. But let's take a look at what's going on here right now. Currently, we are $1.1 trillion in student debt. As a matter of fact, this was just published last week. The average debt per college graduate is $33,000. $33,000. Now, in 1993, that was just $10,000. So it's not going the other way. It continues to get greater and greater and greater. So you spend 4 years of your life, and to accumulate all this debt, to get a good job. Well, what kind of job are you going to get? Something that there's a 70% chance of that you won't like. According to this Gallup study, that 70% of Americans are negative about their jobs. A lot of the college kids, after they graduate, okay, and they get a job, a lot of the reason is because they can't find a job in what they went to college for. So a big percentage of those graduates who do get a job, they are doing something that didn't even apply to what they got their degree in. Anybody know someone in that situation? So listen to this. You get a good job so you can afford to have a life, but then you spend all your time at work and end up with no time to live the life you're working for. Any questions? Does that story sound familiar? Okay, let's talk about retirement now, which is supposed to be the exit ramp, right? Well, when do you think that exit ramp is supposed to happen? The assumptive retirement age is supposed to be 65 years old, but let's take a look at what happens to out of 100 people at age 65. Only one of them becomes wealthy. One person out of 100 at age 65 becomes wealthy. 4 are financially independent, meaning that they don't have to rely on friends, family, or the government just to make ends meet. 5% are dead, 36% are still working, and 54% are having to rely on friends, family, or the government just to pay their monthly expenses. So isn't it ironic that people that go and subscribe to that model that we just talked about, getting that job and working for someone else for X amount of years at a 9-to-5 job. By the way, there's not many jobs that are 9 to 5 anymore, right? Most of them are like 8 to faint, okay, or 8 till you pass out, fall asleep at your keyboard or whatever. But 9 to 5 jobs, 95% of people at age 65 end up either dead or dead broke, meaning they just cannot stop working and have all of their expenses taken care of, let alone be able to live a quality lifestyle and do what they want to do, buy what they want to buy, go where they want to go whenever they want to do it. Okay? So how's that working? How's that working? I think we've already found out that answer. Now, trading time for money is definitely a one-lane road. It's a no passing zone. It's a zero-sum game. In order for you to get promoted someone had to get demoted, or they had to leave a company or die or whatever, right? So someone basically loses and then someone else can gain. What options do you have? Well, you can go look for a better paying job somewhere else. You can get a second job. Yay. You can then you can compromise. Okay, let's talk about compromise. It's easier for most people to adjust themselves to the hardships of earning a poor living than it is to adjust themselves to the hardships of earning a better one. What does that mean, Paul? Well, it's compromise, right? Oh, I don't need to have that car. I don't need to necessarily have that. Okay, I get this other clunker. Now I'm spending a lot of time in the shop, paying for it, or maintenance all the time. Okay, that's okay. Maybe you should have bought the car. Maybe you should have stretched yourself out, worked a little more, or extended yourself out, learned something new skill to be able to get something that you don't have to now spend all your time dealing with, just trying to do the least, get the most for the least. I think that's the problem with our society, is everyone's looking for the easy button. And I'll tell you right now, everything that I've ever achieved in my life, it was tough. It was a challenge. I didn't join the United States Marine Corps when I was 16 and went to boot camp when I was 17. I didn't do that because someone said, oh yeah, Paul, be a Marine. It'll be easy. It'll be one of the easiest things you did. You'll make money and you'll sleep in nice places and all that good stuff. No, I did it because it was going to be tough. I did. I knew that if I could do that, then other things later on in life would be easy. So again, we need to, I think, adjust the mindset of folks, because you can have a better life. You don't have to settle. You really don't. You just have to start adjusting your dial here. All right. So let's talk about the better road, failure and success. Active income, leveraged income, and passive residual income. We're going to talk about these three lanes on the road. In the traditional job mentality, you get the 9-to-5 job. It's what we call you're trading your time for money. And then in terms of creating leveraged income, okay, when I talk about to people, I go, are you familiar with the concept of interest? If you have money in the bank, you get a certain percentage of interest. They say yes. I go, well, that's a form of it, but really, how much money would you have to put in the bank to have enough interest coming in every month to cover your bills and other expenses, right? It seems like there's hardly any interest that's accruing in bank accounts. Government. Ask people, well, do you really believe that when you get to the retirement age that the government's going to take care of you, right? Social Security. Now, again, if you're approaching that, if you're a few years away from it, sure, maybe. But if you're the next generation or the Generation X or the Generation Y, I think everyone pretty much knows that there's a very slim chance that there's going to be those types of benefits for us, okay? So, and yet everyone, they subscribe and they just do what everyone else is doing and head down and end up in the sand. That's why 95 people out of 100 end up in the dead or dead broke category. So let's talk about home-based business. So a home-based business needs to have a high-demand product that is consumable, unique, and protected. And we'll describe that in a minute. A solid company with experienced leadership, strategy, and the ability to create a legacy, and a compensation plan that's not only fair, but it is generous. Okay? So let's talk about the first element and how that applies to ASEA. High demand products. Our products are the first and only of their kind. They're true category creators. They are absolutely native to the body. In our liquid product, for example, everything in that bottle is already inside of every single cell in your body. So it's completely native. It goes beyond the term natural. And of course, our technology is protected by multiple registered patents, and these are truly the world's first and currently only redox signaling products. So let's take a look now at our first product, which is Renu 28.
Renu 28 is a revolutionary new skincare product that leverages the power of redox signaling. Unlike other products that use chemicals to cause a reaction on your skin surface, Renu 28 provides the same molecules that your cells use to communicate, so they can replace older, aged cells with vibrant, new, healthy cells. And since all of your skin cells turn over every 28 days, in less than a month, you can return your skin back to its youthful state. Okay, maybe not that youthful. But as you can see with these real product users, in less than 2 weeks of using Renew 28, their results were already extremely impressive. And in a clinical study done over 28 days, Renew 28 increased skin moisture by 11% and skin elasticity and smoothness by over 20%, and decreased fine lines, wrinkles, and wrinkle depth by over 20%. So get Renew 28 today, because the only thing you have to lose is the aging of your skin.
All right. So let me clarify here. It mentions some actual statistics. Renew 28 was clinically tested at one of the top dermatological research institutes in the world. They're called Dermatest. And in only 28 days, they saw over 20% increases, or improvements rather, in facial wrinkles, facial texture, facial smoothness, 21% decrease in eye wrinkle depth, 20% increase in skin elasticity, and 11% increase in skin moisture. These are big numbers, and it is absolutely phenomenal. So to have a product that has actually had clinical studies done and validation by a third party, besides the fact you can just see it after using it yourself within a matter of days or weeks, is absolutely phenomenal. You can see here a before picture around the eyes of someone taking Renew 28, and within just 48 hours you can see the difference. It doesn't happen, every single time, but it is very consistent that the results are noticeable within a number of days. Okay, let's talk about redox signaling, which is the core technology behind ASEA. It's the foundation to your health. There's been a book, Redox Life, 534 pages, written by a two-time Nobel nominee. And it basically says this is one of the most fundamental elements of life, period. It's how your cells communicate, and this technology activates the antioxidants. We're all familiar with all these great antioxidant products on the market, these juices and supplements, things like that. But the reality is those antioxidants are kind of like light bulbs. And where redox signaling comes into the picture here is redox signaling is like the electricity that will light those light bulbs. So you could, even though if you took in all these different products, you could have all the light bulbs you want. If you don't have that electricity, then the light bulbs are useless. So that's why our technology is so much more fundamental. The characteristics, again, 100% native to the body. There's absolutely no toxicity, no side effects. Replenishes these crucial communication molecules that are depleted in your body as you age. And they're like the cell phone towers of the human body. So let me clarify. I think everybody on this webinar has a cell phone. Okay? And if you go to an area where there are a lot of cell phone towers, you're going to get those coveted 5 bars of signal strength, right? And you're going to be a happy camper. Crystal clear communications. Well, what happens if you go somewhere and they don't have many cell phone towers? You start to drop your signal strength, right? And you start to not be able to hear the person. How many of you have seen that commercial, right? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, that's a calm person. We also have people that will be screaming, can you hear me now? Right? I know a lot of those. I'll disclaim myself from being one of those, but I've had those moments. Now, that's all funny, okay, but what if you're a police officer? Or what if you're a fireman and you can't communicate? It could be fatal. I mean, you could see some very serious damage occur. So just like in your body, if your body isn't making enough of these cell phone towers, and as you age, you make less and less of these cell phone towers, okay, things start to break down and communications don't happen, and you start to have fires pop up and all kinds of other potential challenges. So if you could put those cell towers, or if you can create more cell towers, raise those bars of signal strength back up, you'd have, again, crystal clear communications and be a happy camper. And really, when you take ASEA, it's like you're putting cell phone towers back in your body. You're keeping those levels high, keeping your signal strength high, so your cells are communicating, keeping you as young and youthful as possible. Okay, further on to validate our technology, Dr. James Watson, who is a Nobel Prize winner, he is the actual discoverer of the double helix structure of DNA. Okay, huge. In a hypothesis paper in The Lancet, he suggested that diabetes, dementias, cardiovascular disease, and even some cancers are linked to a failure to generate sufficient redox signaling molecules. Now, I do have to make the disclaimer, we are not claiming ASEA cures any of these conditions, all right? But what it's doing is it's empowering your own body so that it can help to heal itself, okay, using these particular molecules of redox signaling molecules. But again, we are not claiming ASEA is curing, treating, or preventing any specific illness or disease. All right, so how are you going to benefit from this? Well, I have a little acronym called PrEP. So it's going to, ASEA helps slow down the aging process to keep you younger longer. So unless you want to age faster than you have to, you should be taking ASEA. The R, E, and repair stands for repair. It's going to help your body to heal itself. So let's say you currently have a health challenge or you're injured. It's going to help your body to heal itself, okay? And performance-wise, if you're an athlete, it's going to dramatically increase your athletic performance, not only while you're doing your competition, but it's going to help your body to recover after those workouts so that you don't have as much muscle soreness and you can get back out training and competing a lot quicker. So unless you want to be at a competitive disadvantage against other athletes who are taking ASEA, then you need to be taking ASEA yourself. All right. So ASEA is for absolutely everyone. It's going to help your cells and your body heal from the inside out with our flagship product called ASEA, and from the outside in with our skincare product called Renu 28. So we have a total solution for every cell of your body. So as far as product experiences go, let me show you a few before and afters. Again, we had some on the video clip. This is actually a friend of mine, Angie. You can see before and after, and this is literally less than 2 weeks. You can already see the reduction in the depth of the number and the depth of the wrinkles in her face there around the corners of her mouth. You can see someone who had put Renu on their hands where they had a little bit of an injury there, and how quickly the tissue was healing, even with this was in just a number of days. Again, before and after, I think you saw those on the previous slide there. With the eyes, it even works on men, guys. So you can see the wrinkles there and the wrinkle depth being decreased there on that gentleman. You can see, look at the eyes, and I know for myself personally, when we were doing the test group there, and this was before we thought about before and after pictures, but my girlfriend actually had pointed out that, asked me what I was putting on my face, and she didn't even know I was doing anything because she noticed the eyes, my bags and the blueness and stuff was decreasing. So if you look here on the neck of Reidun Bone, she's from Norway. It's absolutely, this is like night and day. And she was on it for a full 28 days, or actually it wasn't even. It was about 3 weeks if you look from March 19th to April 10th, and the results were again very, very dramatic. Okay, let's talk about ASEA and some of the results people get. Again, athletes, like I mentioned, we've got so many super athletes, from triathletes, cyclists, swimmers, competitive runners, even people who have broken Guinness Book of World Records, things like that, because their performance goes through the roof, as well as, again, just everyday folks seeing just sometimes what may seem like, oh, well, that doesn't seem that big. It's a big deal for a lot of people to be able to do things that they haven't done in years, just when their body's able to get these molecules and start to help fix itself. Once again, we can't claim that ASEA cures, treats, or prevents any illness or disease. It's just empowering the cells in your body to help heal themselves. Okay, now let's go ahead and shift gears here in the last moments of our presentation. I'm going to explain why this presents such a powerful business opportunity, and it's because we just to summarize here from a product perspective, ASEA's technology provides a sustainable differentiating advantage. There are a lot of products out there, from other skincare products that are, let's say, ingredient-based, like they're derived from plants or vitamins and minerals and things like that. You've got healthy types of drinks and energy drinks. You've got various healthy coffees and vitamins and minerals and things like that. Again, nothing and no discredit to any of these products. Great stuff, okay? But ASEA does not fit in any of these spaces. Neither does Renu 28. We're a technology-based and science-based product with patents to protect it in a category that that sits at a much more fundamental level than these products here. We are the world's first and only redox signaling product. Okay, so let me give you a clarification from a business perspective on why this is so powerful, and I'm going to reference the wealthiest man in the world because he understands this concept. Okay, and how he differs from, let's say, most people. Okay. Is that for most people, if you're on your computer there, like the guy in the upper left, okay, and you're using all these different software packages. I've got a few, Adobe, Quicken, we've got, what do we got here, Skype and some internet browsers and some software, okay. This is not where Bill Gates made his fortune from. Okay? And yes, he does own Word, PowerPoint, Excel, okay, but this is not where he made his fortune from. Bill Gates made his fortune on something called the operating system, and you would know it today as Microsoft Windows. But if I were to talk to you about operating system 35 years ago, your eyes would have looked at me and rolled back in your head and say, who would use that? I don't even have a computer, and nobody's going to put a computer in their house, and you would have had all those arguments, okay? We had a lot of those people telling us similar things just 4.5 years ago. No one would drink this product, doesn't taste good, it's just made from salt water, blah, 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 okay? And it's just because there's an educational process that the technology has to go through, okay? So in our industry, if you look at like supplements, and if you look, vitamins, minerals, there's a lot of super juices and stuff. You can look at a lot of those products, good products, right? And nothing against them. And I've drank some of these products, from time to time, but they're not the operating system level. That's where ASEA differs, and that's why the power of the opportunity of the space that ASEA lies is far greater than anything out there in the world today. You have that ability, and we're going to reference Microsoft and show some numbers and stuff from a business perspective here in a little bit. But this is the core reason why the technology and the opportunity with our product and technology is so powerful. Let's talk about the company. Snapshot there of our corporate offices in beautiful Salt Lake City. Our founder's story, Vertus Norton, tons of experience. He's a Fortune 100 executive. He was the vice president of strategy for Kraft Foods, a $36 billion corporation. A small company to Vertus Norton does over $500 million a year in sales, and he is about leaving his legacy with ASEA. They're not here, again, he has tons of financial resources. This was going to be a sort of a business challenge initially for him, but once he realized the significance of the product, and once he felt that the pharmaceutical industry who was going to purchase the technology would not probably release this to the world, that he decided to take it on his own, and that's why we were blessed with being able to deliver this through the person-to-person or network marketing channel structure. So again, they have a powerful commitment to our industry, to our space, so it enables us to not only create income now and residual income now, but for generations to come. Our entire executive team, okay, most of them came from billion-dollar or hundreds of millions of dollars corporations, have nothing but track records of success, and it's such an honor and privilege. I don't know any company, even companies that have been around for years and years, that have the credentials of our executive team. Okay, ASEA also, we manufacture our own products. Okay, this is our picture of our 33,000 square foot production facility. It's out in Pleasant Grove, Utah. I will tell you that less than 15% of the companies in the network marketing industry manufacture their own product. And this is a big deal. Okay, this allows us to control the quality of the product. This allows us to protect the intellectual property and our patents. And this facility is an FDA compliant facility from every angle. Matter of fact, the company, which I find kind of funny, they actually call the FDA to have them periodically come in and audit them. It would almost be like you calling the IRS and saying, "Hey, can you come and take a look at my books?" I mean, but that's how. What a stellar operation that they run, and they want to make sure we're firing on all cylinders so that when there is some sort of certification, they'll just walk in the door, sign a piece of paper, and leave, okay, because they know the levels that we go through to produce the quality of product that we do. The track record of ASEA, we're debt-free within the first year of business. We now have over 150,000 customers worldwide, operating now in 25 countries. Our newest additions are the country of Mexico, New Zealand, and Australia. We did over $150 million of sales in our first 4 years of business, and we've already created multiple millionaires with our plan. Our plan has 6 different commission mechanisms. There are 6 different ways you can earn, and they provide you everything from the active income Okay, in other words, that immediate income you get when you do a specific task, to leveraged income, which pays you month after month after month, and residual income or true wealth building, where you're being able to leverage on the efforts of tens, hundreds, even thousands or tens of thousands of people in your organization. Okay, let's talk about active income with our Fast Start bonus. Okay, and then we're going to talk about that first, then leveraged income with the AAA bonus, and then the passive residual income with the team and matching. We're going to mention that as well. But let's first talk about the AAA bonus. If this is you, and you go out and you find 4 people who also want to just get one case of product, whether it's Renu, ASEA, or you can, if you can get a combination thereof. Okay, each and every month you get one case of product on what's called our auto ship program. Okay, every single month the company is going to send you $100 every single month. Okay, now if you add the commissions you're going to be earning on other parts of the program, this should more than pay for your product each month. So a lot of times people will say, Paul, I'm interested, but I'm totally happy with what I'm doing, but I'd like to get the product just paid for. What do I need to do? I go, great. Enroll, get on AutoShip, and help 4 people do the same thing, and you'll be getting at least $100 a month. Now, if you help 2 of those people do the exact same thing, find their 4 people, then those 2 people will get their $100 plus a month, and you're going to get an additional $250 a month. So this equates to a total of $350, which, if you look at it from the other parts of the commission plan, that would be a total of $500 a month. And again, this is each and every month. And if you help that duplicate one more time, you'll get another $400 each and every month. So that's a total of $750. And when you add the other parts of the commission plan, it's about $1,000 a month in passive monthly residual income. Again, guys, this isn't a one-time earnings. This is every month, as long as these people are just using one case of product for themselves. They don't even have to have a single customer. Okay, just them using it for themselves will generate you this kind of income. Now, let's talk about what $1,000 a month means. Okay, because we were talking before that a lot of people, they think that, oh, they're getting interest on their money in the bank. Well, a very common amount of interest is maybe about 1%, okay, annually. So how much money would you have to put in the bank to get $1,000 a month? Any idea? 1% interest, that would be $1.2 million. That's right. And it shocks me when I see people's reaction to this, but they just never thought about it. But if you could create a $1,000 a month passive residual income stream, that's the equivalent of putting $1.2 million in the bank at 1% interest. So in essence, you just became a millionaire. And what did you do? You helped 4 people get started. 2 of them got their 4, and 2 of each of those guys got their 4. And you're making the equivalent of putting $1.2 million in the bank at 1% interest. How long would that take you to create? How fast could you find your 4? How fast could you help them find their 4? What if you found more? What if you found 10, 20, 30? Maybe try to accelerate this process, right? Up to you. Now, I really want to go over the leverage and how deep, like to go beyond $1,000. You know, when I'm in front of a live crowd, I like to ask people if anyone does not think that they could find just 2 people out of everybody they know that wouldn't like to benefit from the health benefits of ASEA and Renu 28 for themselves, and if they could just find 2 people that would like to benefit from ASEA and Renu out of everybody that they know, right? And that these people if they could use more money as well, okay? And I say the only stipulation is that you got to find the 2 people within 30 days. It's 30 days, a fair amount of time to find 2 people, and of course, majority of the time they say yes. So here's what happens. In the first month, they find their 2 people. In the second month, if those 2 people find their 2 people, that means 4 new people come in the second month. So if you add the original 2, that means you have 6 people in your second month. If the 4 people that came in month 2 found 2, that means 8 new people come in your third month. So you'd have 14 people after just 3 months. And if everyone was just using the product, you'd be getting additional $70 a month. This is just based on 2s, guys. I'm not even talking about the 4s. Okay? And if we push this down to 6 months, 64 people come in. You now have 126 total. You'd be making $630 a month. Push down 3 more months, 512 people come in, 1,022 total. Now you're making over $5,000 a month. It's like over $4 million you have to put in the bank to get $5,000 a month coming into your bank account, today's interest rates. And let me recap here. We just asked one quick question. How many people did you find? You only found 2. And you took an entire 30 days to find your 2 people. Nobody has a single customer in this example, with the exception of themselves, that they're just buying one case of either ASEA or Renu each month. Now, if they're buying both products, this is even greater. Okay, it's even more revenue. Now let's go down to month 12 here. 4,096 people come into your group. You now have 8,090 total, generating you $40,000 a month in passive monthly residual income. Now I know what you're saying. Paul, have you ever seen anybody do it in this perfect way? The answer is no. I've never seen anyone do this happen perfectly. Okay. Now, some people will sign up 10, 20, 50. I've got multiple people that have enrolled over 100 people. Okay. But the reality is, a lot of people sign up 0. Okay, and if you're wondering why, well, it's the same reason why we have an obesity problem in this country. People know that they need to eat well, and they need to exercise. So there's not like a lack of knowledge. Okay, they just don't do it long enough for a long enough period of time to get the result. Right? They quit. So, and a lot of people here after 3 months will be like, oh, $70 a month. Well, I can't live on 70, and they just quit. I'm like, wait a minute, $70 a month, that's the equivalent of putting, $20,000 or $30,000 in the bank, today's interest rates, and you're going to quit? So again, you'd have to kind of adjust people's dial. That's why most people aren't wealthy. This is why 95 people out of 100 at age 65 end up where they end up, either dead or dead broke. Because they never thought about this. They never put a strategy. Guys, this is only 1 year period of time here. And let's say this example failed 90% and only 10% of it came to fruition. That means you would be getting $4,000 a month. Ooh, only $4,000 a month, Paul. That means if I stop working right now, $4,000 are coming to my bank account every single month. That's the equivalent of putting millions of dollars in the bank. Would it have been worth your time? I would venture to say that everyone on this webinar would probably say yes. Somewhere between $4,000 and $40,000 a month, just trying to help as many people as possible get there too within the first 30 days and more. Shoot for 4, shoot for 8. These are all realistic numbers, guys, and it will just help to accelerate the growth and make this income revenue stream more stable. Okay. So, team commissions, again, it's going to max out $10,000 per week, which is $40,000 per month is where I showed you there, if you had to do it in 12 months with the 2 model. The matching bonus in 2013, this is where the big money is, okay? The average diamond, qualifying a diamond from week to week, earned $188,000 last year. Double diamond, $330,000. Okay, last year. This is a pretty well-paid surgeon equivalent. And the triple diamond, okay, earned about 3 times what a surgeon did, which is $823,000 for last year, the average triple diamond. Okay, again, I know those numbers might sound really huge, but again, even if you just wanted a few $100s or a few $1,000s a month, that's all achievable here. But I just wanted you to see the potential of what could happen. And we have multiple people, again, as you saw from that example, who've already achieved it. So why would you want to build a new lane with ASEA? Well, first off, the product results. Again, we've got tons of before and afters, and you'll have your own product experience, whether it's on the skin or whether it's inside your body. Low risk and high reward. We're not talking about an investment of over $100,000 like most franchise businesses would have you invest. Not even $20,000 or $30,000. For less than $1,000, okay, you can get your ASEA business started. Less than $500, okay, you're up and running. Our product has a 30-day empty bottle money back guarantee. So again, there's really zero risk to you financially. World-class training and events. There's lots of live training, webinars, conference calls, etc. And of course, the timing right now couldn't be better. The company has went through the initial foundation stage of its growth. We're right about here, just before we're going to go into our vertical growth phase known as momentum. Okay, this is also referred to as our Microsoft moment right now, and that's why it's so critical to get involved at this stage of the game, because you can earn the most amount of income in the shortest period of time. Okay, not like a lot of the early pioneers, like they say, the early pioneers take all the arrows, right? Well, right now, by getting involved, you're going to benefit and be one of the settlers who get all the land, okay, in the most expeditious time frame as possible. You can build leverage and residual income through active, leveraged, and residual income lanes as we shared today. Now, we have something called the 28-day challenge, and it's very simple. You're just going to drink our ASEA products that you feel better and that you live younger longer and be faster and stronger. You're going to wear it so that you look better, right? Heal your cells from the outside in as well, and then you're just going to share it so that you live better. And living better is when you're helping other people, there's no better feeling. And whether you're helping them with their health or with their wealth, it's so rewarding to see the looks on their faces and the gratitude, and it's just I couldn't imagine a better place to be. All right, so what you're going to do here in your 28-day challenge is, let's just call the 28 days month 1. Okay, your first month, instead of just 2, we're going to go out and shoot for 4. Okay. And then in month 2, we're going to help at least 2 of them we're going to try to help all 4 of them get their 4, but let's just say 2 of them got their 4. Okay, we've nailed our goal for month 2. And in month 3, we duplicate that one more time, and we've helped 2 other groups there get to their 28-day challenges. So every 28 days, everyone's getting their 4 people. Now, here's what's going to happen on a bigger scale. Notice that as this builds and builds, this is tons and tons of volume, and instead of just the 2 by 2 by 2 model, you can see with 4 and 2 get 4 and all this, it could drive that revenue and your commissions a lot and make that happen for you a lot faster. Okay, simple, affordable, and duplicable. So step by step, you're going to fill out a $40 associate enrollment form. You're going to get a startup kit with your getting started guide, brochure, CD, DVD, etc. You're going to get a teamasea.com marketing website and a virtual office that lets you track all your sales activity, know what your next commission check's going to be, how much that's going to be, etc. See all the new people coming into your organization, etc. Okay, that's all included, and it's covered for the entire year. Then you're going to add an initial product order. You can add, I'm using the ASEA in this case. A case of ASEA is 120. 2 cases is 240, 4 cases 370, and 8 cases is 770. Now the Renu is a little bit more. For one case of Renu, for example, is 130, so it's a little bit more. Now most people usually get the multi-pack option, either the 4 cases or the 8 cases. So that way they have some extra product on hand. Right? In the case of 4 cases, you're going to use 1 case for yourself. Your significant other will probably use a case if you have one. If not, you've got some extra product on hand. So if someone you meet, they want to try it, you can give them their product right away. Or if they get started as an associate, give them their product, and then their case can replenish. You can get replenished when their product comes in. Okay? It's the best value. It's like buying 3 cases and getting 1 case for free. So it's the deepest discount, and you can only do this one time when you initially enroll. So you want to take advantage of this, because I can't tell you, I've had people, get started with 1 case, and a few weeks later they come back and go, Paul, this is amazing. You wouldn't believe what happened to me, and this happened to my wife. We're out of product already. Can we get that 4 case package? And I have to look at them and say, sorry, like I said in the beginning, you can only get that one time upon initial enrollment. Okay, so again, I want to encourage everyone to consider that hard. It is our most popular package. The majority of people do the 4 case package, and if you can't afford it, take advantage of the 8 case for that bulk discount as well. All right, so for about $5 a day, you have a turnkey business, okay, and you have a company that's going to manufacture this amazing product. They're going to ship and receive it. They're going to collect from your customers, provide stellar customer service, a legal department for you, IT systems, and maintenance, international reach. You can do business in 25 countries around the world. There's a Fortune 500 executive team that goes to work for you. And it's also going to include, for this $5 a day, mind you, it's just like I know people that spend more at Starbucks every day, okay, but you're getting all of this value added and a case of product each month. That includes that. And a little secret here. Okay, it's not really a secret if you just do a little homework, but you can get the $5 back, returned back to you as well in the form of tax deductions. And we have amazing software that allows you to optimize that and make sure that you're not only getting the $5 back, but you're even saving more than the $5 because there's other areas that you're now entitled to take deductions on now that you have a home-based business. Okay, so we teach you how to do all this great stuff as part of the training. All right, so the bottom line here, Great Mistakes banner says, I don't mind learning from my mistakes. I just don't want to earn a PhD. It, I believe, was once said that it was professionals that built the Titanic, but an amateur built the ark. Okay, you don't have to go through 4 years of education to learn all this and what you need to do to create success. You just have to be able to adjust your mindset, take some of this information that we shared with you, help educate others with that, so that they understand they can start taking action now and create a new lifestyle for themselves as well. So it's a true opportunity. So you can enroll and with the goals of, one, just benefiting from ASEA for yourself and getting your product paid for each month. That could, let's say, be your goal, so that you just want to say, look, Paul, I'm just going to use this so I can be younger longer, go faster and be stronger, and look and reduce the appearance of my age by 20-something%, etc. That's all I want to do. Okay, great. You're in group 1. Now, let's say you say, Paul, look, man, I know a lot of people I love to help with this product and technology. So I want to be in group 2. So this is for people who not only want to benefit from ASEA for themselves, but who would love to go out and help others as well and earn some significant commissions. You'd be in group 2. And then finally, group 3 is the wealth builder. These are people that say, look, Paul, I want to hit this thing out of the park. I'm tired of doing what I'm doing. I want to have a better life. I'd like to have more income. I'd like to create this residual income. I'd like to have the option to stop working, not, when I stop breathing, okay? I'd rather be able to stop working when I choose to stop working and have that decision. I want to take control and own my life. If you're that person, then you're in group 3. And whichever one it is, be sure to get back with the person who invited you as soon as we're done here, and just let them know which group you're in. Because as soon as you let them know, then we're going to help you get plugged in. And you can start your training and start the whole process of getting going. And that process, the very first step, is just sharing it with others. Okay, so maybe to help your decision here, I'm just going to, in closing, just share with you a great little story. You may recognize the gentleman on the left. That's the late, great Steve Jobs, one of the co-founder of Apple Computing. You probably don't know or recognize the guy on the right. Now, his name was John Sculley. And at the ripe old age of 28 years old, young Steve Jobs was finding he was not being taken seriously in the computing world. And he wanted to go out and hire a bigwig executive. John Sculley there, the president of Pepsi-Cola at the time, ended up in his office, and he stuck his chest out thinking to himself, why would I want to get involved with this startup company that was started in a garage 4 years ago when here I am, the president of a multi-hundreds or billion-dollar company, whatever Pepsi was at the time. And here's what Steve said to him. Steve said, John, do you want to sell sugared water for the rest of your life, or do you want to come with me and change the world? Now, at this point, John gulped, and he said, man, I didn't want to wonder for the rest of my life what I would have missed. Now, he cashed out when he ended up exiting Apple for over $100 million. I think he thinks he probably made the right decision when he exited from Apple Computing there, decided to do his retirement thing. And so really the question I have for everyone out there is, redox signaling, ASEA, these will be household names. Give us 2, 3, 5 years from now. And the only question you have to answer is in 3, 4, or 5 years from now. And you see it everywhere, and you have friends saying, hey, are you drinking that ASEA stuff? Or, hey, have you ever heard about Renu 28? Okay. At that point, will you wonder what you would have missed because you heard all this information? Will you wonder and gulp and have resentment? Or will you be one of those who choose to come with us on our journey here and help change the world, one cell, one person at a time, with this amazing technology, an amazing product, an amazing company of ASEA? I truly hope it's the latter. We'd love to welcome you aboard our team. And again, at this time, just want to thank everyone for your time and attention this evening. I know I went a little bit over. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your evening. Be sure to get back with the person who invited you here and ask them which group you're in. And have a fantastic rest of your week as well. And I'll see you later. Take care and good night, everybody.
Goodbye.